For the shoot.
If you guys like going for it, I don't mind.
Okay.
It's a long game, kind of. Yeah. Risk anything early.
First
like,
practice is
don't
already.
down
They're already out.
Maybe just like.
I
Good start, guys.
We win the ham.
Yeah.
Excuse us.
If they ever miss one, then we take her two. If they ever miss.
Sorry, TSL was with us.
Use the hammer.
Do we use that?
Yeah.
Right? What happens if they keep shooting? And we go around.
We got follow. Yeah.
Just like it's an academic question.
another exciting season of curling on Title Sports Live. Today we have live coverage of the Ontario 21 Men's and Women's Curling Championship being held here at the Annandale Golf and Curling Club in Pickering, Ontario. My name is Mary Chilvers and I'm joined here today by the 2017 Canadian Mixed Champion, Danielle Inglis. Hello, Danielle.
Thank you, Mary. It's nice to be here and be a part of the Ontario U21 Championship. This event features some of the top young curlers from around the province competing for a chance to represent Ontario at the National U21 event that's being held January 27th through February 4th in Shawinigan, Quebec.
So today on our feature sheet, we have Team HAHN from the Ottawa Club Hunt Club up against Team FAYAZ from the Listowel Curling Club. And we are just underway here in the first end, with Team HAHN winning last rock advantage.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Yep, yep.
We've started off with both teams just taking a simplified approach. Not too many rocks in play so far.
Really hard.
Both teams, this is their first time seeing this ice already, so they're wanting to keep it simpler.
It's just
and you can see here Ryan HAHN is calling for appeal on that center or on that corner guard. Oh, and this split.
The split.
Yeah. It's split.
Yeah. It's got a chance here to sit 2 points. I think we'll find, Danielle, that the men will play a little more aggressively than the women. That's what I found when we watched the U18s last year. Although this is the U21s. The girls might be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, it is. You know what? That's a really interesting point, Mary, because there are quite a few. That tends to be the way it is here. Though I know I'm also interested to see a few of the women's teams that we know have been playing up in the women's ranks this season as well, to see what approach they take. But in general, I agree. That's what we'll see.
So some of these young women's teams have been playing in the women's bonspiels?
They have.
Yeah. Okay.
They have. Had the pleasure of playing against a few of them as well.
Good. So the split here did not quite work out for the HAHN team.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Gotta go, Andrew.
Really hard.
Hard, Andrew.
See the sweeping technique that they're taking on. Some viewers may be wondering why there is only one sweeper on these rocks right here. And it's a technique that's kind of comes with the directional sweeping aspect that in recent years. But what we learned is that the downstroke, so this is the most powerful stroke. So they figure that having one sweeper, one powerful sweeper with the downstroke will hold it better. So that's the theory behind that.
Isn't it funny that for years we had two sweepers and we thought that the two sweepers were really doing something when actually I don't think they were.
Especially when those two sweepers were on one side.
Oh, exactly. I didn't even think of that.
But we also know that two sweepers can help carry a rock further. So that's why you see, of course, two sweepers sweeping for draw weight.
Draw weight, yeah.
Here, let's meet up there. No, I know. It's just I didn't hear your want to go until here.
So we're having some communication talk with the HAHN team. And the Annandale Golf and Country Club, it is a huge 8-sheeter club with highs. We've got a full draw out here, so it is going to be difficult for players to communicate. So that's all something that comes into their game.
It is. It's going to be loud. Who can outscreen each other? Because you're right, there's a full 8 sheets out here today. All week long there will be.
Line's good. Line's good. Switch. Yeah, Spence, hard. Switch. I'll go. Right out.
And you hear them referring to the skip yell switch. So that's that same sweeping technique you were talking about, that downstroke is stronger. So if you're wanting the rock to curl, you want the sweeper with their downstroke closest to the rock.
Right. They really managed to bury that one too, didn't they?
They did.
Perfect shot.
They're finishing really nice.
As you just hear, the rocks really are finishing nicely. Nice, calm curl.
Yeah.
Yes! Roll in! Yeah, brush. Okay, just really tight. Okay, good serve.
All right, so that was a run back attempt. They just overcurled it, but in good news, they did keep their shooter around in the house. So now this forces the other team to make a play on it.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. 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 I don't think so. Is he a little hot?
So this rock just kept running straight and rolled out here. Got some good curl here, but what you'll see is that if you do have some solid weight on the rock, then you're going to see it run.
It didn't curl as much as Andrew and Spence's.
And oftentimes when you're watching the younger players curl, one of the things that you'll see more often is a higher, harder hit weight in general. So, and that just, it's just more of a comfort level thing that at this age, you're more likely to throw heavier weight, whereas if you go into the adult ranks, especially the men's, their type of takeout weight is more like a board or control weight.
Right, yeah. And that is a confidence thing, isn't it? Sometimes you know if you take tight ice and you throw it hard, you're probably going to make the shot.
Yeah, or at least get part of the rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yes!
You think?
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Just split.
he just
That rock, you can get in your head and you end up turning
exactly.
in instead. So
Yep.
might have been what we just saw there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. Is it a bit quicker?
Okay.
All right, we haven't really played centers out, eh?
Touch, yeah.
Yeah. Even if we're T, I don't think he's trying that long double half. This is gonna curl to the edge.
Yeah,
8.
pretty much. Yep.
The surface looks good though, Danielle. It looks like there's some the speed is fairly nice.
It
Fairly
does
quick.
It does, Mary.
Yeah.
And they were talking, you heard the teams talking about what it was doing in practice. So each team has a 7-minute practice prior to the game. So they get a chance to see the ice and figure out what it's doing in those 7 minutes.
Right.
Can hear the players reference what it was doing in practice versus here.
I got 12. Okay.
Yeah, like with that just went right
take a
through.
shot.
That's very quick ice.
I like a touch more, just a little more. I like a little more.
Did you guys guess?
A little more. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just solid.
Hear them refer to 9.5, so that's their normal. What they're referring to is 9.5 seconds between hog line.
Try to force the issue here. Yeah, same.
They are
just I
using
need to-
solid weight.
Sorry. Just do it solid. Yeah.
It's always nice to have a redemption shot or get a chance at the same rock again.
Oh, I know. It is.
It's also just a confidence booster
Absolutely.
for yourself, for the game, and also for the week.
Whoa.
And that could have been a little bit of nerves. You know, Ryan HAHN, he's pretty experienced skip, so it's kind of surprising to see him
Okay.
miss that first shot.
Throw edge 8. We haven't really seen.
No matter how many times you play in these things, right?
God, I
The
just
first
don't have
couple
my
of rocks
straight
of
slide
an
yet.
event,
Sorry.
you're a little nervous. You gotta calm the nerves down and get into the game.
Always. And that's often why
feel
you
like
don't
good
see
Sorry about that.
a lot of rocks in play in the first couple ends, or even especially when it comes down to championship games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
10 instead of 9.
So what's smart here that the FAYAZ team is doing is that they're taking this opportunity, even though they're throwing the rock, or they're talking about where
I
to
slid really
put
wide.
the ice, wanting to
Yeah.
Okay, I was a little wide.
spot throw it.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're throwing it with a purpose.
I think we go top 4. I like it.
And we have a blank here to kick off our game. Team FAYAZ taking on Team HAHN. That will be Team FAYAZ, who has the last rock going into the second end.
To say the least.
Some comments from the players that we need to sharpen up a little bit. But you know what? They're saying it with a laugh and with a smile, so it's great to see that kind of attitude on the ice.
It is, yeah. You gotta stay loose out there and keep the nerves intact and just make your shots. What it comes down to.
6.
So we have Riley Griffith, who throws the lead stones for Team HAHN. He's been a U18 finalist before and third place at the U21 provincials as well. So very experienced player.
Hard, go, 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 yep. Okay, to the right. Wow, I just do not have my slide. Okay, it's good.
And the lead for the FAYAZ team is Andrew Bauman.
We'll figure it out. Yep. I don't mind.
These guys are out of the Listowel Curling Club.
Close.
Yeah.
Clean. Clean. Clean it. Just clean.
So FAYAZ could have ignored that rock and, you know, maybe put up a corner guard, but he's not comfortable with doing that yet.
Another strategy for keeping things clean as well is to bank the time. So each of the teams has 38 minutes of thinking time per team. So that means that they need to keep it at a relatively fast pace. And thinking time, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, is from when the last rock comes to stop, the thinking time that it takes until the rock passes the back line or the tee line. There.
I believe T-line.
T-line.
Yeah.
So it's very quick. So it doesn't, and the reason we went to thinking time as opposed to running time is because it removes the speed of the ice from the equation, or a team who needs to play more draws as opposed to more hits, which would take less time.
Right. This came into effect a few years ago, eh, Danielle? That was a very smart move because, like you say, if a team is down in a game, they're playing nothing but draws, which is going to take more time, and that's not really fair to that team to be penalized for time. So
Over and off.
It also allows for more aggressive play earlier on, since teams don't need to worry about banking their time, just as you said.
It's got to sit.
And there we have a corner guard.
So Jeremy Taylor, he throws the second rocks for Team HAHN. He's also quite an accomplished curler. This team has been together for 4 years, so they've accomplished quite a bit with playing at provincials for U18 and U21. Of course, their biggest accomplishment is finishing third at provincials last season. And believe it or not, he's been curling for 14 years, since he was 5 years old.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Whoa. We're just a little all over the place. 10, okay, sure. Okay.
This is Spencer Dunlop.
Yeah, Rye was just out.
Second for the FAYAZ team.
And then when you swept it, it just shifted.
He is the 2016 Bantam Provincial Champion.
All good.
It's a hair tight. Brady's in. 3. Okay, whoa. Line's good.
Something else that's interesting to note is the age categories and the terms have changed over the years. So you mentioned the Bantam Provincial Championships, Mary, and now we're referring to them as the U18 Championships. And of course, this is the U21 Championship. So that was a term that was very unique to Ontario. So now we're catching up with the rest of the country, and especially with the national events, the National U21, National U18. So that was the reason for the switch.
Now, see, I didn't know that actually, that was unique to Ontario.
It was.
Bantam and junior.
Fascinating. They had similar terms in some of the other provinces, junior mainly, but the Bantam was a very unique term.
Okay.
Okay.
And a lot of other provinces already had a U15 15
So
in play, and then what's common is our term, of course, little rocks, which is U12. And then it depends province to province for little rocks. I know a lot of places in Ontario, they're the half-size rocks, the little rocks, the actual little rocks that they throw with, easier for the little guys.
Yeah.
And some people just start with the big rocks right off the bat.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to throw a little rock, Danielle?
I did.
Yeah.
So when I was 7, I don't know how we ever made shots.
I know. To me, it's harder.
How about you, Mary?
Well, they didn't have it when I was a little rocker, but I threw one as an adult, and I'm like, I don't know how you make shots with these things.
They're a little different.
Yeah.
They've since developed the little rocks that look like the bigger rocks, and those are a little bit better. They react a little more like the big rocks that we know and love out here.
Okay.
But yes, the little rocks are a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Throwing third stones for the HAHN team is Thomas Ryan.
Yep.
He's not only an accomplished player for the regular 4-person curling, but also been to mixed doubles provincials for U21 and for adult.
Wow, good for him.
So that's a new discipline, and we'll be seeing it in Pyeongchang at the Olympics. It's the first year that mixed doubles will be in the Olympics.
It's a little tight too.
So very exciting
It
times.
is very exciting. Be lots of curling to watch in the Olympics this year. This is Brady Lumley.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Hard for nose, hard, yep. Right to it. Good sweep, guys. Good boy. I'm cool.
And you know what? It's important to make those type of shots, even though it seems straightforward. The nose hits, being able to stay around and keep that separation on those rocks is very important. So it's not only important to make the technically tough shots, but also some of the more seemingly straightforward hits.
Well, I've always said that, Danielle. If you can make the majority of makeable shots in this game, you'll win a lot of games. Yes, you have to make the odd really tough shot, but it's making the simple ones consistently.
Yep. Hard. Great sweep. Nice shot. Good.
So great hit and roll here. Fantastic. They knew they were never going to be able to double the rocks out, but trying to group them together is important. So they're looking to group them together. So hopefully they'll have a shot at a double takeout at some point.
And now FAYAZ will try to roll to the wing to separate his rocks. So as to not set up a double.
Oh, never mind.
Like you said, Mary, it's important to make those simple shots. So you're wanting to make them like they're trying to get that roll, but at the same time you can see they weren't sweeping it because they wanted to make sure that they did make contact with the rock and stick around in the rings.
Exactly. That was a beautiful roll.
Might
be a double there, Danielle?
Yeah, and I think
they're looking at it.
I think so. It takes a lot of weight, and you've got to take the internet as the clockwise turn.
8-5.
But I like the conversation that the back end of the team was having about the type of weight throw. They talked about a 9-second, but they also, Ryan Hahn, the skip, talked about the throwing an 8.5 second. Which I thought was actually was a good call, just because they do need to get all the way across.
Yeah, it's a long roll.
And throwing this rock too, it loses system, so they really need that weight.
So early.
Okay. We want about
a nice hit and roll in front of the red one's the option.
Yeah.
And not only just in the simple shots, like you said, Mary, but also getting the second best shot or getting something out of every shot is so important.
Exactly. Plan B, I guess.
Whoa! No!
It's running pretty straight here.
Throw. Yeah, control it there.
Any up way to just.
So they got the hit and roll, but the other way. They're looking for a roll more to the inside. So that's a case of either you have to adjust your release or
Still
even
control.
adjust the ice.
No.
And if
yeah, and that's the
and they were talking about how straight it was in that spot, and sometimes it can be
just control.
scary to put the
You
rock
gotta hold it too.
almost at a negative ice spot or putting it
You roll a little
exactly
bit
where
inside,
you
it's
need to
fine. That
hit
was
it.
really
But even with
Yeah.
the power sweeping, I mean, we've seen a lot of great sweepers
Right,
out here
feels it.
already on the sheet. They can hold it
Yeah.
straight or drag it back if need be.
And this is tricky. He wants to make a hit and stick here. He wants to stay out in the wing. And again, runs a little straight. He's rolling out.
Whoa! Right off.
That's a good point. They'll have to be really careful on this
Yeah.
one.
Whoa! Whoa! Clean, just clean.
Nice. Very nice shot.
Yeah, I think just less ice.
I watched both of these skips last year, Danielle, in the U18s,
Yeah, big
and
roller,
I was
even
very
though it isn't
impressed
bad.
with both of them.
Yeah, less ice.
And what's impressive is that you remember them, too.
Exactly, exactly. Well, Ryan HAHN, he actually made the final of the U18s last year.
Same, we just took less.
And I think
I was
FAYAZ did
close,
fairly well,
but-
too. But yeah, they both really impressed me.
It's not exact, but yeah, there you go. That was perfect.
So you see, it tightened up the ice here, so they had that conversation about the ice being straight, so they didn't feel it was an issue. So tighter ice,
Not just
same
roll
kind of
it to
weight.
a freeze.
Well tight, eh?
Whoa, whoa! Yes!
So Ryan HAHN,
Whoa!
veteran skip of 8 years,
Yes!
looking to play the
Yeah, whoa,
double
whoa,
or the
whoa,
hit and
whoa,
roll.
whoa!
It's looking close.
Yeah, go Brady, go. Right out, right out.
Yeah. What a great try.
Very close. Just need to hit more
Good
of that
stop.
rock, and it would have
So,
been
same turn as practice?
difficult to hit right out, but they could have just poked it out or even done that. So
Yeah.
pretty good attempt here
Missed
from the
it
HAHN
by
team.
like that much? Okay. Well,
Same as practice, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
I'll throw it to you guys.
thinner angle than it actually was.
4 seconds should get there, right?
So Ryan FAYAZ will throw a draw here
Just
for a
fall
couple of
little behind.
points.
All right. Yeah, this
Gotta hit
side
the
here
fan.
is like all out turns are dead straight. Like the out turn this way and the out turn that way. Yeah, too many zeros in the first 2 ends. Yeah.
Should be pretty close. Yeah.
Needing to hit the
Definitely not
paint here
heavy.
for a deuce.
Easy, easy.
Yeah,
Take
just
a look. Just clean. Take a look. Just has to be in. Just has to be in.
And that's a deuce for Ryan FAYAZ to kick off the scoring, so they now lead 2-0 over Team HAHN.
Going into the third end.
Yeah. Okay.
These are still 10-end games, Danielle.
Are we comfortable? I
They
feel
are.
comfortable with try. Yeah. Okay. Not all out. No.
It's more about the rules. They can concede at any time as part of their rules.
Lines
So
nice.
you'll see a lot of teams
All
sort
you
of start
guys.
similarly to how we've
Brady's
seen
in.
here, keeping it simple, getting the times up. Both teams are very conscious of looking at how much time they have left to play, and both teams are looking fairly good at this
Hard, you're
point
good.
for 10 ends.
That's fine. Yeah, I got scared. That's cool. What time do you guys get on that?
Appears that we're going to see the HAHN team start to generate more offense here. So
Yeah.
we see Ryan calling for a
it's really
corner
speeding
guard.
out. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great
So keep
call.
it
That
simple, right?
first
Keep it
rock of
simple.
FAYAZ, this
Whoa!
is just on the top 12. That's not going to give HAHN any trouble at all.
Whoa.
This one might be slipping in the rings. This is what I learned, Danielle, from years of playing lead, that it is generally quicker going to the
Leave an
wings.
easy double.
It is, and Russ Howard talks about that a lot as well. And there's a prime example.
Tom, come here.
I think you can honestly take 8 feet off of it and it'll still be fine. And then you got sweepers as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Also, bring up a good point, throwing it to your sweepers.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the sweepers out here, all the players
Clean.
are such accomplished
Clean.
sweepers that they can
Just
drag
clean.
it
Oh yeah.
quite
These
a few
guys.
feet.
These guys can take it a
Whoa,
long way.
whoa. Was he a little solid?
Wow. The rings are really lively, eh?
They are.
I like that. I like to see that.
Two.
You can see we're not seeing any frost out here either, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the pattern of the ice starts by having slowing down a bit at the beginning, but then it gets back up to speed. And then towards the end of the game, you might see if they played similar paths throughout the game, that they'll slow down. It'll start to slow down towards the end, and
Right.
but it depends on the
Come on,
ice that you're
bro.
playing on as
Yeah.
well.
Switch. To my broom. Deeper is okay. Deeper is okay. Okay. Nice shot, Rye.
Yep. Whoa, clean, clean, just clean. Just clean. Let's throw Spence.
See, we did get the corner guard up here, but now the free guard zone is over, so that's peel right out by the FAYAZ team. But you're going to see the HAHN team going to replace that guard there, so they know they're going to put the guard there. The FAYAZ team will keep hitting it. So basically, at this point, they're hoping for a miss.
Right.
That's what.
And if they don't get a miss in a few more shots, they'll try something else. They could even come around that red one if they had to.
It goes to show the importance of the lead rocks, right, Mary?
Oh, I'll tell you. They can make you or break you, that's for sure.
I always found it to be the toughest thing to play, the toughest position, just because it was.
Well, here's the thing about playing lead. They're not difficult shots, but they are crucial. So they're crucial to be made.
They are.
Right?
They are.
Yeah, they're crucial shots to be made, and sometimes people actually feel that kind of pressure, even though
Whoa,
they're
whoa.
not difficult
Close.
shots.
Yep,
But
yep.
you know, if
Whoa,
you
whoa, whoa.
don't make one,
Whoa.
it pretty much
Oh, okay, roll it big, roll it big.
That's why you talk about the
Yep,
skips
yep,
having
yep,
all the
yep.
pressure, throwing last
Right
rock,
over,
but
right
it
over.
is. You're right. It's a different kind of
Good.
pressure. I personally like throwing out a whole bunch of rocks in play because.
Yeah, that one.
I've actually played every position at a provincial level. It's a few years I've been skipping, and then back in junior for a few years. But I'm quite happy to play whichever position is called upon for the team.
right.
Whichever one makes sense. But yeah, lately it's been skipping. But you know, I do
Yeah.
miss the sweeping aspect of it. You know,
Hard to stick.
And yeah, once I think
Good
once you've
sweep.
skipped for a few years, you do get so used to seeing a bunch
There,
of
get
rocks
in
in
there.
play for every shot that you're throwing.
Calm the frig
It doesn't
down.
really bother you anymore. You don't even think about it.
no.
No.
Yeah, I feel like that ice would have been fine.
I'll put well, and that's why every position really, truly does need to have the right personality
9.
and the right
Yeah.
person in that position.
Yeah.
So it's. I mean, especially in club play, you usually
Yep.
start with the least experienced player throwing the lead
Whoa.
rocks, and the most experienced
Clean.
is the
Yep,
skip. But
yep.
that's not necessarily the case
Hard.
when it comes to competitive curling here.
Right.
No roll.
You need to be able to
Sorry,
embrace your
Brady.
position.
For sure.
Good throw.
And there was a time, I think, when a lot of people just didn't want to play lead. But I'll tell you, I don't think Lisa,
Not one bit.
right? And, you know,
That's why I went out so fast. I popped that out. That's why I slid out.
Completely. And everybody respecting each other's position. And Lisa is a perfect example of,
Whoa!
she's an absolute weapon in her, she's revolutionized
Yes!
the lead position with the ticks. The tick shots that they
lead. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Okay.
We've seen the teams exchanging some hits here. Most crucial for the FAYAZ team, when you don't have a hammer, what you're trying to do is you're trying to hammer. What you're trying to do. I mean, if it was that simple, you'd win every curling game.
Right. Yeah.
Force the other team to one without.
Clean.
But
Whoa.
so important is that they keep
Whoa.
both of those rocks in play. And
Okay.
that's simple.
That rock is in.
Yeah, it looks like it from our angle. We'll see. They're indicating. In either case, it's a rock that they can hit and roll behind.
Right.
Yeah, I did. What? I think he might roll out.
No. Kick.
Or roll right into as a catcher.
Yeah.
Just throw Norm out like edge of rock. It's like
At least now HAHN is sort of set up to blank the end. I don't think he's probably going to get 2 points now, but he can blank it.
Not a bad idea in an odd end either.
Yeah, exactly.
Take the hammer into an even end.
Really make it a throw.
Just gonna throw Norm at it. Just keep our shooter around. Yeah, Brady's ran really straight.
So you're hearing the players talk about how straight the ice is running on these hits. They're talking about what kind of throws they have, and it seems like they've been happy in general with their releases. So it's more of the weight that they're throwing that's making this difference here.
Whoa. Right off. Girl.
So they're wishing appears that wasn't even a very hard hit. That was about normal 9.5 to even almost a 10. So, and you can see that the rock was running pretty much dead straight, so you can't count on that.
9-5. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of calling them off. I thought it was going to roll out because they're so reactive. Came up nice. So.
Stay close. It does drift.
Like millimeters. Yeah.
Well, right out.
That was actually a good call for him to say to roll out. He didn't want to sit there because then FAYAZ would have a chance to come around.
We want to force him to throw the out turn. He missed one out turn in the first end. You never know.
Another smart move by Team FAYAZ. They have a wide open house, so they could put the rock anywhere. So they elected to now put the rock on the other side, so they're getting a feeling for what it's like to throw a draw this way.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of teams would put this one right on the button, wouldn't they, Danielle? Because then it's harder for the other team to blank because they have farther to roll. But
it's true. Or sometimes another, and maybe this has been going through their head and they just haven't said it out loud, is they know their opposition so well that they know where to put the rock, that they might get a flash out of them or a half shot.
Yeah, good point.
Well, sometimes when there's trickier spots in the ice, and this may actually be what the FAYAZ team was attempting to do there, because they did see the HAHN team miss some shots in that area in the first end.
Exactly. And FAYAZ just put that one in the hack as well, so very quick ice out there. I think they said they timed his throw at 13 seconds, so I'll bet you this ice is running about 15 seconds.
Strong, right?
Hog to hog.
No, I think I'm just sliding a little strong.
My kind of
like
ice.
It's like the third time I've done it, right?
I love it.
Always beautiful to have some nice ice.
Yeah.
Well, and especially when the ice, we have some good curl. I think they're seeing about mid-8 to button. But if you're used to curlier ice or ice that you have to put the broom a little bit further.
And our guard waits like
Here in the third,
4:15. That's quick.
we'll have hammer again going into the fourth. So knowing that the HAHN team is going to be throwing a corner again, the FAYAZ team is asking for a draw right into the 4-foot. It's coming in a little hot here.
Back on its own.
You can see just how much that slid, Mary, right to the back 8.
Yeah, both teams are having trouble getting these in front of the tee line.
They don't seem to be trusting what they're seeing out there, whether it's the hit or whether it's the draw. We've seen a lot of rocks go heavy. We've seen a lot of misses on the high side of the rock and roll out.
Right.
So that's almost like operating in fear, making sure it goes in the house or making sure you get a piece of that rock as opposed to making the perfect shot.
Yes, exactly.
Whoa. Line's good. Really curling.
Well, what would your words of advice be for any teams that are competing in a provincial championship like this that runs over the course of a few days? Because you're quite an accomplished and experienced curler, and you've been to many of these as well.
Honestly, I think proper eating and proper sleeping are very important. You know, I've just recently sort of, I think a lot of the coaches out here, I think a great idea for young curlers is to almost keep a diary of what they do before they play a big game. Because don't you find sometimes, Danielle, you'll go out and you will play so unbelievable, you think you're never going to play bad again. And then the next time you go out and you play bad. And so you often ask yourself, well, what did I do different? Was it did I eat the wrong foods? Did I not get enough sleep? Did I get too much exercise? You know, some people go and they'll do a jog before a big game, or so I think it's kind of an individual thing. But yeah, it's long days for sure, and they need to get lots of rest and enjoy the experience as well.
Absolutely. You never know when you're going to be back at another provincial championship. I love the positive talk that we're hearing out here, Mary. The teammates really supporting each other in the shots. That no one's getting mad when a shot is being missed.
Again, I noticed that at the U18s. I was really impressed with how supportive all these kids were with each other. They could teach the adults a few things. I just was really impressed because usually at that age, maybe sometimes it's hard to control your emotions, but yeah, they're all great.
Well, that speaks to the top teams here. They're in control of their emotions, and they know no one out here is going to play 100% for the whole week.
Yes.
So
yeah,
it's how you deal with those misses that defines you.
Yeah, for sure. Now HAHN got a bit of a break here with FAYAZ rolling out. He's got a pretty good setup here. The corner guard and an opponent rock behind the tee line.
Whoa.
This looks like a great shot coming in.
Great weight by the brushers. Wait until it really hits the break point.
Nice shot. To throw the run back.
Whoa.
The corner guard.
Whoa. Close.
Got it.
So they made the run back, but an unfortunate jam on their rock that was sitting in the back house.
Right, yep, that was unfortunate.
I know. Yeah, I have hand warmers. I forgot to bring them.
last time.
So now the HAHN team has a chance to come around the guard and sit two with one of them buried. So very important shot coming up right now.
And you know, Danielle, this is the type of shot too, is just make sure you're by the guard. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect and be buried, but you have to sit two at this point.
Yep. So knowing your tolerance, so it's a line tolerance and a weight tolerance.
Yes.
If as a sweeper that rock doesn't look like it's in, you better start sweeping it.
Really hard.
Sweeper's really working on this rock.
That worked. Great sweeping.
Yeah, nice shot.
Nice shot.
And as you said, Mary, it wasn't perfect, but what was perfect about it is that it was in the rings.
Exactly.
Like they're saying too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you crash on the guard, then they're going to hit the open one, and then your end is gone. So, and this could be a risky little call here too. If he throws this tight at all, might over curl and hit the guard.
Hard. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Really hard. Hard. Yep.
Ooh, and the good brushing by the front end.
Yeah.
They squeaked that one by the guard.
On yours, yeah, I know.
So that rock is sitting second rock.
You threw it well too. It's in it.
So Reinhardt's first call was to the come around,
Yeah.
but there's a discussion happening.
That happens.
This is a good call, Danielle. They've thrown it twice now. They know the path.
And absolutely great.
Yeah. Yes. Whoa.
So sweeper's really going on that.
Yeah. Very nice shot.
So it's mostly open, but still it's not really in a great double position right now with their other rock in the house. So that's a good call on the brushing and a good line call.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Roll it. Hard. Out of our Brady.
Great shot.
Really nice shot by Brady.
Them keeping it in play, and especially where they roll to, now the HAHN team has to look at the hit and roll towards the outside instead of behind the guard. If they went for the roll behind the guard, they would be jamming on their back rock.
Yeah, that was a great roll. And then if HAHN doesn't roll really far over the other way, they're going to set up a double for FAYAZ. We threw this a little tight, I think.
All right, and that was a good switch of the call there by Ryan HAHN. So they weren't making the rollover, so he was looking to still get a little bit of a roll towards the guard side, but of course wanting to avoid the jam at the back.
Right.
Now this is a crucial shot for Ryan FAYAZ, because if they can get the hit and roll, and even possibly more importantly the double here, that would put them in a very good position to force.
Do you think there is a double and roll here, Dania?
I think so. The way we've seen that house is so active here.
Yeah.
Or at least a chance to get part of that rock buried.
Take the shooter, it's good. As long as we're shot really. We don't really want to nose though. Yeah, I think we can get both and roll under. We're solid.
So the conversation here is that they're not throwing huge weight, they're just throwing control.
Yep.
Just maybe rolling out. Yeah.
So they got the roll. The jam, taking a look at to see which rock is closer here.
Sorry.
Yep. So Team FAYAZ, they managed to get just far enough out, so they're sitting shot at the top of the house.
I thought curl up too.
So Mary, we saw even with that kind of weight, which was more of a control weight, that it still ran straight.
It did. It did. Yeah, he just said it.
Yeah. They're saying it, and we've heard it a lot, but they're not believing it.
Okay.
At least we know they're not believing it because they're not brooming for it or changing their weight.
True.
Yeah.
Because like you say, their releases are fine.
You never know.
You know, on this type of ice, if you have any kind of an outward release, you could be in trouble. Yeah.
They might have gotten spooked by a couple of the overcurls they saw in the first end.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for HAHN team.
So now their opportunity to get a deuce right now, as long as FAYAZ makes contact with this rock, is now out of play.
Yeah. Yeah, they were set up the whole end for that, but you know, it's like we were saying, the rings are so lively. Ryan didn't throw that badly, but you know, unless you hit almost the whole rock, you're not sticking around.
The good news about this is that for the HAHN team is that they have an opportunity to blank.
Exactly. Yeah.
Clean. Whoa! Whoa! Clean.
And the FAYAZ team is quite happy to have that blank since the 2 was in play at one point.
Still like playing it.
That was a hair solid. Good sweep.
No, like this turn.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, eh?
I was thinking.
I don't think you can hit the outside.
Clean release.
Yeah, you don't have to hit it too thin. Or I think they're trying to play it for the inside.
I just like clean turn that we're just gonna.
The rocks are pretty reactive.
I don't want to throw inside out.
That's why I was on that last one. I thought we were gonna roll too far. We pretty much nosed it.
I'm surprised he's discussing throwing it inside out. Normally you would throw it outside in, eh, Danielle? Oh, on these blank attempts.
Completely, that's more natural.
Yeah, less roll and generally runs a little truer.
Tight and light.
Other way, yes!
Okay, that's good.
So they were concerned about that jam there, and a jam they got. So that is Team HAHN picks up the single point in end number 4. So Team FAYAZ is still with the lead, scores 2-1. And that will be Team FAYAZ having the hammer in the 5th end.
Yeah.
So they, overhearing the players, they're talking about switching up the game plan slightly. So the HAHN team is looking to play more draws, so getting more aggressive. And they know they're going to have to right now. They're down points. They don't have the hammer.
So I'm
and also, it sounds like it might be more of their comfort zone.
Yeah, he's asking for a center line guard here. So he's going to go for the steal.
You can't tell.
Or the force.
I always do, that's why. So cool.
All way, yes! All right, guys, yes! All right, Chetty, center, all you got, go, 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 yes, yes.
The players really finishing that rock nicely. So we're seeing a lot of the movement happening for about hog line in here.
Yeah, which is great.
Line's pretty good. Yep, yep. Okay, well, we're here. We'll have to get one in or peel. That's okay.
So it looks like the players are adjusting more to draw weight. You're seeing it them give it to the sweepers a little more here. Either that or it might be tightening up a bit, I'm not sure.
And with this weight here, and the way it curls with the hog line, and you've got to kind of wait to do any of the sweeping until you're inside the hog line. So this ice is pretty fast here. I just got about a 15 in between hog lines. So, so that means it's very fast, but that's also because you see how little that rock curled there.
Right.
Whether that was release or just that spot.
Yep.
It's only a foot and a half of curl, so the rock's basically going straight.
We'll see what it does here with hack weight.
This rock with more weight than they were anticipating. Also, we saw an outward movement that you talked about earlier, Mary. That's it's critical on straighter ice that you don't include the outward motion, or if you're going to, at least broom for it.
Right. Yeah, he gave it a little shot at the end, and it's just so unforgiving on this ice. It's tough, though, because a lot of the young players and a lot of the players you see, like in the Grand Slams, that's kind of the way they throw it now. And so when you get on ice like this, it's very hard to adjust. Mm-hmm. You can't get it in your head to not give it that little pop at the end.
Completely. And as we said, this is good ice. We still have some curl, and it's nicely up to speed. So it's not that it's bad, it's just different.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes, when you play a lot of your your games, and we get spoiled rotten by the ice conditions.
Oh yeah.
I get to play on now in Ontario, and
Yes.
with all the technology and the knowledge of the ice makers.
Yeah.
And I mean, one challenge I believe here is that I don't believe they have a heater at this
They don't.
club, so
No.
you'll see the players wearing quite a few layers, and no, we have some players in t-shirts out here, but I suspect that will change after the 5th end break.
It will. And they're calling for really cold weather all week long. And this building does get cold.
Andrew.
I think this is one of the coldest clubs in Ontario.
Is it?
At least that's from my memory.
Yeah, yeah, I have to agree.
Was that was a little heavy. Just word? Okay, yeah.
So they're taking a new approach. They're trying to come around the other way. I think they weren't happy with that spot on the out turn. So now they're going to the in turn side. See if they can get more movement and get a rock completely buried.
Where? Sure. Really? Yes!
Beautiful.
Good.
Really nice shot.
So they got that mostly buried. So now the FAYAZ team is looking at running those rocks back into there, and even more importantly, getting them out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a double peel here, I think, and he might get lucky and get that red one onto the one in the rings.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right, so we took the top one.
Yep.
The good news is that also exposes their rock in the back, so even though they didn't remove it, at least it would be their rock that they're running back.
Yeah.
If they don't, never mind.
Yeah, so the HAHN team will want to guard this, but also guard not only the rock on the forefoot, but also try to cover that red one, because that's a dangerous rock for them.
Whoa! 1, 2.
And again, the players waiting here for that break point. See, it's starting to work.
No, we need separation. Let them.
So the call there, even though the rock didn't quite curl as far as they wanted it to, they also didn't want to sweep it, so that they made the double peel easier for the FAYAZ team. These rocks are closer than the last two.
This is. Whoa! Whoa!
Beautiful double peel.
Great shot.
Okay, I thought you said put it where I have to hit it.
So they talk tolerance. So there are two different types of tolerance, but the biggest one in play here is the line tolerance. So trying to make sure that they're guarding this rock fully. Of course, weight-wise, they want it to be about a halfway guard.
Yeah,
But it really needs to be in front of that rock.
it does. And it's out there right now. They're going to have to go on this one.
Hard, Jerry, yes! Really gotta go. Yes, yes, yes! Okay.
So they got the rock covered a little bit more in the last guard, but it's still about half, 3/4 open for the FAYAZ team.
Yeah, it's kind of a long guard, so FAYAZ has lots of room here to remove this.
It's not bad. Just a little light. About 2 feet more and you're pretty good. Yeah. We're guarding the right side of it though.
Close, yep, yep.
Gee, that really took off. Wow.
That did.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that curl.
Thing.
Well, you could see they played nice, calm weight on that, about hack to board-ish on that one, and it did pick up that curl.
It did.
And it looked like it was in the forefoot line, because that's where we saw in the first end, Ryan Hahn's shot, he was throwing the hit on the rock on the forefoot line and ended up over curling. We suspect it was a little bit of a operator error with a turn in, but it still did have that curl.
Yeah.
So we're seeing, and we saw the curl here as well, so might be a little straighter outside the forefoot and getting some curl in the forefoot.
Yeah, and that is typical of a lot of ice too.
Yeah.
Out in the wings, it tends to be a little straighter.
Sorry?
Ryan Hahn does not have a whole lot of ice on this call.
Yeah.
Appears that he's trusting.
Yep.
He's trusting this, knowing that you can bring the brushers into play.
Yeah.
It's moving. I think they're on it.
But as we saw there, that spot's picking up the curl.
Yeah.
And it looked like he threw similar weight, but
Yes.
as you said, Mary, just tighter ice.
I don't mind
Yeah.
it. I think like a little roll here is good.
Kind of thought he might have sort of rolled it a slight bit when he released it.
They did pick it up right out of his hand.
Yeah. And see, sometimes when you play on straight ice, you tend to start doing that, rolling it a bit, because you're so afraid if you out it at all, it's gone.
Completely.
So psychological.
It is.
Yeah.
Really. It's the ice is running a lot.
So important to just trust your release, or even just make sure you're consistent no matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
I mean, some consistent, if you're flicking it out half a foot, is maybe not going to work so well.
Yeah.
But you're,
Yeah.
as long as you're relatively consistent with a good release, or a fairly good release,
Yeah.
you'll make a lot of shots.
Whoa.
Now this is running very straight.
Just up weight again, and
Yeah.
to get that straight.
That was a little hot, right?
Do you see that?
So that's a bit of a break for the HAHN team that FAYAZ rolled out on that.
I feel like I'm just like going with this.
And now they have that chance to hit the rock on the center
It feels so weird because I'm
and
not
roll
used
them
to
behind their corner guard.
Yeah.
So. I just like fishtailed a bit. I was just outside.
So we'll see how
It
this
came up
rock
towards the
reacts
end,
going
I was
going
just
this
wide
way
open.
with a hit. So we saw the rock curl going the other way close to
Yeah.
the center, so
Yeah.
now we'll have a good chance to see this.
That's all right.
They are throwing more than just the hack board weight. He had mentioned a 10, so a solid control weight.
Need a bit more weight if he wants to get that nice roll behind.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of weight though.
Got the hit in the roll, but not quite far enough to get behind there. Even still, they threw control weight on that. They hit a little more than 3/4 of a rock and still got about a foot of roll there,
Yeah,
Mary.
they did. I do love that kind of ice when the rings are nice and lively.
Yeah. In the world, but it's gonna be too hard.
So right now in the fifth end, we have FAYAZ up 1 on HAHN, 2-1. FAYAZ has hammer,
Wow.
finishing off this fifth end.
Clean. Just clean. Just clean.
Always like a good clean call. So that's a blank by Team FAYAZ. So they'll be heading into the break up 2-1 over Team HAHN. So tight scoring game we have here, Mary.
It's a great game, yeah. So now they'll have the fifth end and they'll have their coaches come out. Perry Marshall, the coach for the FAYAZ team, and Kurt HAHN, coach for the HAHN team.
So this is, Team HAHN has been together for 4 years, and they say always in the Blue Jackets.
Ah, okay.
And we had mentioned earlier when we were talking about them in the second end, and they have lots of credentials. They've been to provincials together several times. They were third last year, and they had lost the semifinal in this event. And Team FAYAZ, this is their first year together as a unit, but each of the players have individually been to provincials, all U18 provincials. And interestingly, even though they're actually a U18 team, but they focused on U21 events this season. So they only played in one U18 event. So their goal really was to get to the U21 provincials, and they've made it so far. And then, of course, once you get here, you reevaluate. But they've already made one of their goals this season.
Well, that's great. So they're all still eligible to play in the U18s.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. They're the FAYAZ team. They're actually ranked 5th on the U21 for the Ontario Junior Curling Tour right now. Second for the U18 on the OJCT, and Team HAHN is ranked 7th. On the OJCT for the under 21 groups.
Well, this is going to give Team FAYAZ so much experience for when they play down for the U18s. It's going to make them a really, really strong team.
Completely. Well, we even talked about earlier how some of the teams, in particular, I was familiar with some of the women's teams who were playing in the women's event. So playing up an age category really brings a different skill set and a different level of play into it.
It absolutely does, and that's why you'll see the young teams, like you say, play in the men's or women's bonspiel circuit. They know they're not going to probably win very much, but the experience is second to none. What they're going to learn out there, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and all of the best curlers have done their fair share of losing before they've won.
Oh yes, yeah.
Even talk Rachel Homan's team, who has been, well, they are now heading to the Olympics as Team Canada, and they started right back when they were very young and winning these types of events, winning the U21s, the juniors. And every experience that they've had has led them up to their ultimate goal right now, which has been to represent Team Canada at the Olympics. And now I know it is to bring home a gold.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So we could be looking at future Team Homan.
We could be, yes. And I really think that Team Homan team has got to have inspired all junior curlers across the country, really, because they are really something. And Rachel herself, you know, I refer to her as a machine. She impresses me so much.
She is.
Yeah.
And those guys have been so dedicated since they were young. I actually, when I was downstairs watching the team meeting earlier, I was remembering I played them back down here for provincial.
Really?
Sitting at those tables right where the kids were earlier.
Really?
So they were at this exact same club. Actually, I believe this is the one they won, one of their Bantam provincials.
Really?
Well, the dedication that the players have and the amount they play these days with the circuit events, so the Ontario Junior Curling Tour events, the Junior Grand Slam events that they have now, the high performance camps, the level of coaching that they have, just phenomenal. Not to mention the money that's now being poured into the sport. It is still an amateur sport. The sponsors that they have as well.
Right.
It all comes together.
Oh, yeah. I actually coached, not this year, but the 2 previous years I was coaching a U18 girls team. And they did play the junior circuit. I'll tell you, they were very dedicated to it, and it's a great series. Those slam circuits that the juniors have here, and it's just like the adult one, only it's for juniors, and it's such a good experience for them. And
It is. There's a lot of time and dedication that goes into what we're seeing out here on the ice. Many, many hours. Not only training on the ice, but you're seeing more off-ice training, more nutritional training. You'd mentioned the importance of that earlier, Mary.
Yeah.
So these teams are keeping all of that in mind as they're hitting the ice and they're coming out to these competitions.
Yeah, they are. The game has definitely changed since probably the Olympics came into play.
Big time.
Right? And then that seems to be the ultimate goal. And if you want to be Olympian, you got to be in good shape, and you know, it's all part of the process.
And you mentioned it's changed, so everything's not, especially at the adult level, it's now on a 4-year cycle. It seems how teams build their seasons around that 4-year cycle, but that trickles down into the junior players as well, and knowing how much harder they have to train and how much more they have to compete in order to make sure that they're getting to that level eventually and that they're ready for it.
Exactly.
I mean, what we're seeing, because we've seen a decline in teams, and this season we played against the Courtney All team, who we'll see on the live stream at some point this week in there. So I asked them, I said, well, so what do you feel is the difference in the teams? Because we're seeing less U21 teams,
right,
and then even fewer team players who are graduating from the ranks of juniors into adults. They're not doing it anymore, and they just said the amount of time, dedication, and money is really changing. So you can see how that's all really changed. So that's resulting in fewer.
It is.
But as you mentioned, it's the Olympics. It really did make the change. And,
it did, yeah. And some for good, and maybe some not so for good. I don't know, because like you say, the people can't commit the time or the money involved in competing at this level. So. I don't like to see the numbers going down. I actually thought when curling became an Olympic sport, and I know there are tons of people that have never curled in their life, and they are right into watching the curling on the Olympics. They love it. So I thought it would actually increase interest.
You know, it might have more at a club level, but at the competitive level, it's certainly changed things. Like you said, it depends on who you're talking to, whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. But now back on our feature sheet, they've taken their 5-minute fifth end break, and they are back. So we have Team FAYAZ taking on Team HAHN, and it's Team FAYAZ who's got the 2-1 lead.
Yeah.
And the hammer.
Yeah, FAYAZ is kind of in control at this point. 6th end.
Ooh, good squeak by the guard there. Good brush by the sweepers, and they buried that rock just by the top 8 foot. So that was great to see the brushers just weighing on and then sweeping it right by, and keeping the rocks in the front of the house will be really crucial going into the back half of this game. We've seen a lot of rocks go through the house or in the back, and we've seen how those have come into play and sometimes negatively affected the teams. So it's great to see them starting off with rocks on the top of the house.
Hard. I'll go.
So great weight here, but
Nice weight.
didn't see quite enough finish on that rock. So it's now wide open, and there's with a little bit of air, an inch of air.
Right.
So the HAHN team's looking for, their first call was a little flop inside and behind if they can get a piece of that rock buried, but second best call, the hit and roll towards the outside. there's the audible.
Sorry, you're tight, and I just didn't want to disturb it.
Nice shot.
Roll to the well, that was an interesting comment by Ryan Hahn. He mentioned that the rock was thrown just a little bit tight, and then they jumped the rock, and you could see it brought the rock right out, and they hit about just a little over half that rock. So that's the power of sweeping on this ice.
You're right, and it's also shows you can throw it a little bit tight and still make the shot, whereas you throw it a little bit out, you're probably not.
All about game. And that was a great result still.
Exactly, it was, for sure. So HAHN will call a center guard here.
So the HAHN team is most likely looking for a steal on this end. So you'll see them continue to put up that center line guard, though they will have to do something eventually with the rock on the top because they're not in a solid steal position quite yet with where the rocks are.
Yeah, you'll see FAYAZ probably peel for a few more shots anyways. He wants to keep it fairly open. The center, that is.
So this is going to be the single peel. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Good. Gonna do it. No, no. Cool.
So again, a center line guard coming right up from the HAHN team. And beautiful. It could be hard to place the same guard several times in a row in a perfect position.
Yeah. You can tell they're definitely all getting more comfortable with the ice.
So another peel, and we're about to see another center line guard.
Yeah.
As you said, it's important to learn the ice, and that's a lot about what this game is for, your very first game of the competition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, each team is planning and to get to that final game, and they need to be able to know the ice and perform at that point.
Exactly.
Another beauty.
Yeah, very nice.
And especially on this ice because it is straighter, even though the guard's not super tight, it's actually in the perfect position because it's hard to come around those guards and get hits. So they are trying for that double, so trying to get the center line guard onto the rock that's over in the 12-foot.
Just clean. That's good.
Oh, I barely put a paper between that one. They almost had that one. But again, most important to have that center line guard gone. So they're talking about the tap here, Mary. What do you think?
I thought he'd probably guard on his first one and tap on his second.
But tight's okay.
I think he is, eh? He said tight, so I think he's guarding on this one.
I agree. I think the tap is a good call on the second one, but
Yeah.
by bringing the play into the house right now, they're
Yeah, that kind of lets FAYAZ off the hook a bit if he does it now.
completely.
Think about high.
So, I mean, if they throw the guard, he peels again. Even if they happen to make that double peel of the rock and the rings, and the HAHN team makes a perfect tap, he's still throwing against two and has to make
Exactly.
a double.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20.
And you never know. If he puts this guard up, it may entice FAYAZ to go around it. Maybe. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Pardon me?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
See what they... This rock is coming into the house, though, so they're playing the tap now.
I don't think there is one, is there? I guess just pick that straight double.
They were first thinking
it be
about a
shot?
triple there, but I agree. I don't think that's there.
No.
You like Norm? Yeah. Okay.
So just the straight double here.
Norm. No. The other one. Yeah. I was
Trying just off nose, just a hair high side of the rock.
Roll like an inch over to the left and we get it.
You'll see Team HAHN with the decision.
Whoa!
Right, and they got a bit of an overcurl there, so now Team HAHN still sitting one in the forefoot.
Yeah, but then this is just gonna go.
I stick
here.
close to
Like,
center.
You have to throw like half. Like to stick this. I don't even think you can. If we do this and he makes the double, that might be shot over this one.
It's literally tough.
And a half.
Like,
So the HAHN team is elected to hit this rock and play a little bit of a flop in front
Close
of their
to
rock.
perfectly.
Yeah, they talked about the guard, which I did not like too much. If they ever overcurl the guard, don't make it perfect, then you're giving FAYAZ a shot for two. Because FAYAZ is sitting second shot over there.
I mean,
So-
forced to a single. I mean, they were playing this end for a steal, but they also have to remember that forced to single right now is pretty good.
Oh, it's good, yeah. Yeah.
Whoa! 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 Yeah! Whoa! Yes! 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 Whoa! 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 Whoa!
That was a beautiful roll.
we gotta make it. Okay.
All right, I like the confidence that Ryan FAYAZ has here. He just, no hesitation, just a cold draw to the forefoot.
Yeah, that's impressive. He didn't even look at those rocks to think, can I
How's
make
the
a double
speed?
here? And he probably, he
Slow
can't
down?
get shot out of
Okay.
making the double, so
Okay. I'll give it to
got
you
to draw
guys.
the forefoot.
It's that kind of confidence that you need to win these types of events. Just no hesitation.
Yep,
Throw 'em down.
absolutely.
and go.
Okay. Just need full four.
And you like to see a skip with that kind of confidence and, They just put the broom down. This is what I'm playing, and I'm going to make it. To me, it trickles through the whole team. If your skip is really confident and
Completely.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Andrew's
Yep.
in.
All you, hard Spence! Get it here! Hard!
Sweeper's really working this one, and they end up giving up a steal one, but
Yeah.
still really good.
really good.
Outdrew two. So we're all tied up here heading into the 7th end. It's 2-all. And that will be Team FAYAZ with the hammer as well going into the 7th.
We're good.
It's great. Both teams are still running well on time. Again, both teams started out with 38 minutes at the start of the game of thinking time. Both teams looking good on time, though we can hear that both teams are keeping an eye on the clocks, a very close eye on the clocks. That was a very solid end by the HAHN team to get that forced by the FAYAZ team, but still very impressed with the confidence that the FAYAZ team is showing.
Little tight.
We're seeing a center guard being called.
Not in. Yes, then. A little deeper. Line's good.
We're going to see more offense in play as well from these two teams, looking
Nice.
these final few ends to generate some more points. And no hesitation, the FAYAZ team going for a draw into the top 4.
Oh, you got room. Oh, switch, Spence! Spence! Hard! Not.
So this rock coming shy of its target, so
All right.
a little light,
Hey,
but
Spence.
did manage to get that finish in behind.
My
Leaves
bad.
the door
Good for you
open
to
for
get
the
that
HAHN
there,
team
eh?
to take possession of the forefoot.
Like, I thought I was heavy. That's why I was like, well,
So it'll
heavy.
be
I was
interesting to see
like,
how this draw
on every
starts to
other draw.
move here, because we saw inside the 4-foot lines that they were getting more movement, but when they were going out to the 8-foot, there was either a bit of a run or a straight spot.
That's not
So
bad. I gotta be
they weren't
patient.
seeing that
It doesn't
curl,
set
so
up-
should be able to bury nicely here in the spot.
So, let's get to.
Oh. Let it curl. Not here. I go. Yeah, sweet.
And here's this finish we were talking about.
Okay, not
And it
bad.
does slip behind, but just behind the tee line. It's forcing the FAYAZ team to make a perfect freeze on the top. And what's interesting, Mary, is that we're seeing them take about 6 inches to a foot more ice than the HAHN team just took. In
Is
the
that
same
right?
Spot.
Okay.
So it's knowing your player's release.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Whoa! Spence! No line. No line.
or perhaps maybe
Here.
not entirely getting a full read on the ice.
Mm-hmm. This one's slipping a little heavy here.
That's fine.
If he had been about 4 feet lighter, though, it would have been pretty close.
It would have been, yeah. Well, this is a good chance for the HAHN team.
I was kind of hoping you'd go in behind. I call that the stick the knife in and twist it moment.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But this is the safer call.
it
I'll
is.
say.
And, you know, if the line's good and there's a few extra feet on this, they can take it in.
Line's close, where? Whoa. Whoa, get off. No, not with this line. Whoa.
So, did come tighter than they wanted, but you heard Ryan Hahn say, not with this line.
Yeah.
So they talked about it being in this top 12-ish area was what the sweepers were
I kind of
calling
like playing
before,
that.
but they knew that it just didn't have the line to get
Yes.
in there and finish.
If they had brought it in, it would have just set up a pretty easy double for FAYAZ. So now FAYAZ has to do something with all these rocks out front here.
That's good.
Right, so 2 rocks removed, and they exposed half to 3/4 that rock that's staying in the back button area. So the HAHN too, if they put up a centerline guard like in a high or mid-range position, they'll be looking really good.
Yeah.
One, gotta be over. Through, switch. Whoa. Riley. Riley, yes. Whoa, you're good, you're good.
So that rock hung out more than expected, but they still blocked the hole.
Yeah, that's a good guard.
Oh, no.
These are not easy double peels. They never are.
Not at all. We're even seeing there's a potential to get the one in the house if they throw the rock just right.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. My voice, man.
That's a nice shot.
Yep.
Great shot.
Nice throw.
The straight back peel, and you know what, on this ice, I mean, you'd say the more natural way was to send that first rock across the face of that second rock, but on this ice, with how active the rocks are and the ices, that you can make a straight back double peel, as we saw, pretty easily.
Where? Two. Whoa. Switch. Really gotta go, yes. Right over, yes. Hard. You gotta go. More. Hard. Good feet. Okay, Tom.
So that guard, they were hoping for it to split center, but they keep landing in about the same spot. So whether that's an adjustment that needs to be made with the broom or maybe an adjustment with the throw.
Yeah, it's fairly high. Maybe if they put another foot or two of weight on that, it would have curled at the end. So now this does give FAYAZ a chance to get at that rock on the 4-foot.
Oh, close. Yep.
This is the spot we saw here, Mary, where it really curls.
And look at that.
Side roll, Sven, side roll.
I like that nice feel through the hole.
Right through.
Right through the hole is right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a spot, definitely a tricky spot. He threw that fairly nice. It almost looks like it picks in that spot. It goes so hard.
Compared to every other spot that we see here. Hard break.
Where? Whoa! Room! All you! Yeah! Yes! Yes!
Always love a good conflicting line call.
You know, exactly. Who do I listen to? Now, they actually over-curled that a bit. I think FAYAZ can get at that rock through the hole.
Well, it's like you mentioned, Mary, a little bit extra weight, and then it had the opportunity to finish.
Exactly.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is it heavy? Spence. Whoa, don't roll it under. Sit, okay.
So that rock just ran in that spot, and I mean, we saw some of the guards. That happened to some of the guards with a bit of an outweight, or when it was picked up early on the sweeping. But the FAYAZ team was really smart with their call of that rock and where it hit. They didn't want their rock to roll underneath that other center guard. So good plan B.
Yeah. I was surprised that didn't move at all. I mean, he had really nice weight on that, just like a hack weight shot. And
on your first. Yeah, we're gonna have to play.
Run back and we might jam that. Yeah. I say we play that one though, because if we do jam it, we're still shot probably.
Zone berries. But yeah, give me like a 20.
I guess. Well, I think we play that, but I think it's coming top 8. I guess, but like, I'd probably call the same thing.
I wouldn't.
Where would you go?
Garden take your win all day.
I might throw it at touch.
Yeah.
Room. Close. Yep.
Whoa! Your hack waiter snaps harder than the draw. Do you like trying to get both with a run or something?
Go for it.
Drag like that out, right?
The 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I think that's what we gotta play, right?
You have to hit a little. Yeah. You don't want to hit.
Love how we both sniffed in synchronization.
Let's put it where we gotta hit it.
I know.
Like, maybe a hair more, yeah.
Sorry. I blow it. And
It was
then
straight up.
worse.
Inch less than. If we hit the top one on the nose, we should be able to get both. It should drag back to get both. As long as we get something moving, right? Yeah. Hi.
Let's wait and see. I don't think we're a little low on.
Whoa. Oh. Fuck. Still fishtailing.
No, I think we're like this.
I'm fishtailing on all my hits.
I see it. Yeah,
And when I release it, I'm like popping it.
yeah, just in the path.
I think we're playing into his strategy.
Yeah.
For the 2-3.
He wants to play dirty or what? He wants to get a good one in the guard.
Yeah, true.
This looks pretty.
Two.
What, 15 guards? This looks really pretty for us.
Yeah. Oh.
We got control.
Both sides
I
is deep.
almost want to throw the tick on this.
Already?
I need to make a good one and I'll holler.
35.
And then guard it and then cross.
What do you guys like? Just running that outside one, I guess? Well, we can't get shot in any way. Or it's either cut them down or go for one.
Little talk.
Sit. Whoa, no.
I think we gotta play. It's either cut them down or try to go for one.
Hey.
I like this. What do you like?
What do you guys like?
It's okay. Good.
If we're drawing, I'd rather play this side.
It's up to you. You're throwing it.
What? If we run, we can maybe get one. I guess if we hit it, as long as we get rid of one, it's the same thing.
I don't mind the run. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's play the run. What do we have to hit to get this one?
2/3.
Is it 2/3?
2/3, half.
Yeah, I think like 2/3 should get it. Yeah, as long as we get rid of one of them, really. I think you like that with Norm. I think there with Norm is just Norm. It's good. Just gonna throw Norm. Yeah. Line. So hopefully.
He's throwing. Yeah.
Just slide a little straighter. Okay.
It's not an easy shot.
As long as we can get rid of one, it's decent.
Okay, me too. Thank you. Actually.
Whoa. Close, yep. Hard. Get it.
Got one.
Nice shot, Ryan.
Thank you.
I had to hit that a little thinner than we thought. Yeah.
6.
I didn't want to jump it out of his hand. Oh, it's all him thinking that he's sliding bad because of what's going on.
Okay.
Just like this.
Sorry? No, I like the one to play something fun with the running back.
Tight. Spence, yep. Hard. Got it. Go. Oh, line's good.
Keep going.
Yep, Spence, yep. Whoa. Line's good. Bury it. Real good, guys. Attaboy. Nice brush. That was close, yeah. Like, any sliver thinner would have maybe stuck it, but it's okay. It's not bad. Yeah, good call. That's fine. We're only down one. I mean, we got hammered. Yep, hard.
Roll out.
I guess coming under here. Could also throw up a guard.
Okay.
Guarding a couple more times.
I don't mind.
Though we were on half, and then all of a sudden.
Right? I think we still throw a guard.
Touch, yeah.
Jeremy's first.
Chance to see it. Yeah.
Easy. Okay. The line's really good. Where is it? Okay, Brady, go. Yep. Hard. Good.
Like how much? Eight, 5. Yes! Whoa! Okay.
You guys like
Okay. Just curled.
I don't mind this.
Oh, there we go. We're in trouble now.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you can see a bit. Okay.
Like in the top quadrant. Take a go at it.
We'll see.
Just T. Whoa, then whoa. Whoa, easy. Easy. I got hot. Sit. Sit down. Good boy, Spence.
Would you mind, like, miss? Let him know. Whoa! 8-5. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, Jer. 9-5. 8-7. We can't ignore all their, because if we miss that, then he sets 3.
That's what I said to them. We were just
It's just like,
like you were wide than that. It was
you just couldn't miss the run back like that, so, oh well.
Behind T. I'll go.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah.
Which?
Like that way a little? He hit it. That more left. Good? Okay.
It's whatever. Yep. It wasn't. fully.
8-5. Half rock. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Hard. Hard piece. Okay. Like he usually slide out too big. Now he's just like half sliding tight, partially outing it. I'm like, oh god. Because that was, we had a chance there. Even if we just hit and rolled underneath. Double. Yeah. Or a hit and roll.
Line's good. Spence. Hard. Real hard. Really hard. Splittable. It's close. Okay. Is it just a little soft? We can still split that, I guess. I would try it. Out turn. Yeah, I mean, they're like top. Yeah, really active. Go!
Whoa!
Here? Scarred?
Okay. Just over curled. Yeah, just to go through so you're finishing. Yeah. You were tight slide, but just afraid, it looked like afraid to finish your release.
I don't mind just guarding.
Not like obviously afraid.
Okay. They gotta make this perfect, right? Let me throw a guard.
Yeah, okay.
Makes it better here.
Okay. If they throw the guard, we wait and see.
Line's good. Line's good. Easy. Oh, on its own, over and off. Stay close. Whoa, on its own.
Sure.
Perfect. Attaboy, Brady.
It'll be a C. Is getting him dropped.
You go here, he's coming to us.
Yeah. Because even if we're back,
Then we freeze.
yeah. I don't hate the draw.
I like
It's
it.
just I feel like we get more finish throwing this turn.
I think it
Like
might just be harder to get.
Well, no, I don't think you get enough finish this turn. Get it that turn though. I know it's through a hole, but
I think we throw one more guard.
like that. Positive release.
That's the thing. He's got to make it perfect. Oh yeah. Nice. I'm only wearing one long sleeve layer. That's the issue. They call it timeout. Okay, I got this so bad.
Stop our clock. Okay, well we're kind of fucked. I don't. Oh, Mike. Oops. Like it's just if we do this, he could split.
No, I think he's just wondering about why that.
I don't think this way because I don't think we're getting enough curl. He splits or draws the house and then we give two.
Like go into that one and
Double?
Why do we have spin rule on this?
Not sure.
I think was there. See what he says.
Freeze, draw. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that tight?
Either a good slide in or like tight slide straight.
I think it was tight slide straight, if anything. Well, actually, I might have been good. I think I had a wide slide in. That's what I think I did.
Okay. Well, that side is curling though.
Okay.
I feel like it's curling. Even if we go and expose.
That's a good call too, is even if you're going to come that way, is to freeze right on it. You freeze on it, now what's he going to do? Well, you can then hit it next time. Now you get two in a row.
Yeah, I feel.
Angles work, your yellow goes towards yellow.
I feel like I like this turn because there's more options and it
Oh yeah, we're looking at it.
curls more.
I just, the time you go by it, it curls more, I agree, so. And
Yeah.
then I'll make it wicky, ticky, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't mind if you freeze to him right now and give him 1 point, you force him to go in here.
Yeah.
I think you're better. My point of coming out here was I think you're better frozen to it.
Yep.
Okay. Playing luck.
Good timing.
All right.
Good timing.
So what do you say?
Yep.
I like it.
So
That is that too much?
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
We gave
yeah.
there last time. I think.
Yeah, and
So would you rather like there
I made
taller
sure.
freeze? Or like
that's
freeze
what I
taller?
was thinking. I think we can
Yeah.
get here, and even if we're here, that's
Talk about it.
perfect, right? Okay.
Like,
Okay. Like we like 7. Still like
he's
around
gotta
and
make it good. If he doesn't, like, we should have a pick
okay.
regardless.
Close.
I don't think he can perfectly bury, and if he does, we'll have to play a slash. He'll be like 4. Put him down too if he's back.
Whoa.
That's really hot.
Close. Yep. Yep.
Looks like they got it. Good piece.
Stick with the yellow. Yes. Yes.
You guys pick on the shoes
Just
up
heavy.
there.
I just slid out with back 12. Yeah. Back 12, back line. It's not bad because we're buried.
Yeah, I think this is what we
Yeah.
gotta do. I think we gotta play here.
Even if he's there, we just hit and roll.
He's
under.
gotta make him play the out turn, hit and roll under, right? I think.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but it was there.
Yeah, and if he makes it perfect, then we're gonna have to try a pick or that slash. I think we played. This is a shot. Because I don't want to give him like a chance. Like, let's play it that way. We've been throwing all our draws that way. Just, it's like this rock really.
Yeah.
Stuff. So. Do you guys like that side? Brady like that, thinking this is the same path we were taking all land.
But this way, you guard the one. The other way, if you
I don't think we're ever guarding it because it's so far out.
I know, I'm just thinking.
I think because if we come up late, we're still going to be close to center.
You know this path to play this. I'm just thinking.
Yeah. We play this path all game. This one. Top 4. Okay, so like a 95-ish? Yeah, okay. Okay. Whoa, then. Whoa!
Got some room.
Line's good.
Andrew's in.
Whoa!
Just here. Just here. Just here. Whoa. 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 They're coming out the other side. That's no good. Yep.
That pick? Because it
Kind of playing
buried
it.
it. You can see the whole is like after the hog line.
Shit, you threw it. Yeah, you threw great work.
9. Yep.
Yeah.
Like that. You got it.
Took off. I think it may have grabbed something. 'Cause it started going sideways.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think any rocks have been overbearing by foot.
I'm almost wondering if it grabbed, but if
I
it grabbed, it's probably a good.
It would have been heavy.
Through.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a miss somehow.
Yeah. I mean, pretty straightforward double. Let's see it.
Whoa!
Good shot.
Yeah, good force.
Same draw?
Take a 1.
Yeah.
This week does. 8-1.
Last one here. Because I think it grabbed.
Where
There's
are we
no
on the clock?
feel that much.
We have 5.
Maybe just like a couple feet less, you guys can carry it there.
Try to sweep it.
Conservatively. Oh yeah.
Blank is the
So
call.
it's like play to 4. So it's like play to.
It's okay over there, but you never know.
Should be all there. Whoa, line, whoa.
Should be good.
Got it.
All you, just put it here. It's there.
Hard if you can.
Sit.
Playing D on the first.
Okay. Just make her
Forcing it. Get trying to force your steal.
Yeah.
Play. Whoa. Line. Move. Line. Okay, line's okay. They're gonna be so itchy.
Yep. Close.
That's okay.
Really nice shot. Yes!